Welcome back to Market to Market. As Trinidad and Tobago hopes to decrease its food import bill while also increasing our exports, it is extremely important that our products meet international standards of safety, quality, and consistency. Enter the Caribbean Industrial Research Institute, CARIRI, and its Food Safety Center. Join me now as I chat with Ahliya Gobin of CARIRI about the role of the Food Safety Center in ensuring that food products manufactured locally meet acceptable standards of safety, quality, and consistency. What is the role of CARIRI?
Okay, well, CARIRI is a mainly testing and research facility. We have many labs. We have our food department, which I'm a member of. We also have calibration, chemistry, we have petroleum, we have an environmental department. So basically, any industry in the local arena, we have testing facilities. And we also do consultancy, whereby if somebody has a problem in their business, they come to us and we try to assist them as best as we can, technical solutions.
What are the services offered by the Food Technology Unit?
Okay, so we have a wide array of services that we offer at the food department. We do consultancy, we do training, we do shelf life testing, nutritional labeling of foods and beverages, we do auditing of food facilities. We basically can make recommendations for your product and process from start to finish. So as I mentioned, if you have an idea, we can actually bring that idea to life, so to speak. In terms of your plans, we can do plant and equipment recommendations, analysis, normal food testing and beverage testing, so water testing as well. And we promote food safety. It's a big drive of ours at the Caribbean Food Safety Center. So sensitizing the public about food safety.
Who accesses your services? Is it just large corporations or are smaller cottage type industries also accessing the services of the Food Technology Unit?
We have private individuals as well as we have large companies, small, medium, and large. So basically, if you need our services, we can tailor make a program for you. You don't have to worry about if you're small or if you're large.
If a business has a new food product or is in the process of developing a new food product, what are the processes or what is the process that they need to go through in order to have that product ready for commercial distribution?
Okay, basically, if you have a new food product, the first thing I would tell you to do is to come into CARIRI, where one of our food technologists will assist you in terms of making sure that your product is safe for consumption. We can help you with testing to make sure that the food that you want to offer for the public is safe. And we help you to evaluate your label. And once we do that, the label evaluation and the testing, which is microbiological testing, then you have to get a certificate of sale from the Chemistry, Food and Drugs, which is a division of Ministry of Health on Frederick Street. And usually they allow you to do the testing here and you can carry the test results there, or you could choose to do it at their labs. But the consultancy that we offer has been deemed very valuable to persons who have come in and asked for our assistance. So that's how we help. Yes.
I have a product idea, but I don't know where to go with it, how to even begin. One of the buzzwords at CARIRI is innovation. Can I come to you guys and what would you all do?
When a person comes to CARIRI to bring a product to life, basically what we do is have a consultation with the client at first. Then we usually go and have a site visit. So where you intend to produce your product, we can give you recommendations in terms of how to build your facility, what equipment to purchase. Then in terms of your staff, we can train your staff so that they are better suited to produce your product in terms of good hygiene practices and so on. Then in the lab here, we develop your product for you based on your recommendations, and throughout the process what we do is we get feedback from you. So we're working with you to develop your product, and we develop it on a small scale at first. We call that the benchtop or the kitchen scale. And following that, once the client is satisfied with the color, the taste, the texture and everything of the product, then we scale up, so to speak, we have another lab to do that. And following that, throughout the process as well, we do help with the paperwork and the testing and so on. And then finally, we proceed on to food and drugs, where we'll get the certificate of sale and so on.
So all I need is just like an idea. For example, I think I make a killer pepper sauce. All I need to do is come here and say, I want to start developing a pepper sauce for commercial sale. And you will just take my ingredients and put it together here in the lab and see what happens.
Yeah, this is what we do. We could work with your existing recipe or formulation and work from there to basically bring it to a commercial product, the standards required. Or we can actually, if you just have an idea in your head, and we can develop the product for you. So it's up to you. We work with the client. So whether you have an existing product, whether you have a recipe handed down from your grandparents, or if you have a new product idea, we can work with you. We work throughout.
What are the consultancy services offered by the Food Technology Unit?
We offer consultancy services to whether it's a cottage-sized industry or a large manufacturing operation. And basically, whether they're having, usually people come to us when they have an issue and a problem arises, and we go there and we try to do our root cause analysis and try to see what was the issue, and then not just corrective action, but trying to actually eliminate that problem from occurring again. So usually it will involve the implementation of good manufacturing practices, which includes cleaning and sanitation procedures, and so forth. Or we can implement a food safety system such as ISO 22000 or HACCP and so on, to help eliminate problems, prevent problems rather than fixing after the effect.
And the training services, the training programs that you offer are for companies as well?
Yes, companies or individuals, and they're tailor-made. So if you have a particular issue, we will tailor-make the training program for you. So, and also if it is, you could only spare, half a day, compared to some people, they may want an intensive training program for 5 days, we do that. And we work on weekends if needed as well.
You all also offer food and beverage analysis. What does that entail really?
We can basically test a food or beverage for components. So if, for example, you wanted to know the sodium content of a food, or if it is you wanted to know the viscosity, how something is flowing. For example, ketchup. There are different types of flow in ketchup. So one brand may be flowing very fast, whereas one might be thicker. We do those sorts of tests, viscosity tests. So it's a wide range of testing. When you call us, we can help you with that.
And in terms of getting your product ready for the shelf, what sort of services are required that you all offer?
Well, we'll do the consultancy for you, as well as we can do the microbiological testing.
Which includes what?
Which includes a range for bacteria. So you have Staphylococcus, you have E. coli, fecal coliform, a wide range. And then we also do yeast and mold. So all these testing are required by chemistry, food and drugs to pass your product.
And I think you'd also mention shelf life testing as well.
Yes, we do that. But it's different for different products. So unless you come in for a consultancy, we can't help you with costing. It's not a fixed price, unfortunately.
CARIRI is one of the partners of the Council for Competitiveness and Innovation in its I2I, Ideas to Innovation competition. You all are now working with one of the winners to develop a product for commercial sale and distribution. How is that going?
Well, we are in the process of working with a client who participated in I2I. Right now, the project is ongoing, and it's a very exciting process. The client and our staff here, they're working very hard on the product. I can't tell you exactly what the product is, but it's definitely innovative, so we're being very creative. It's a different product from anything that is on the market right now, and we're excited to see it come to life, come on the shelf.
And can you give us a little heads up about when we might see it on the shelf?
We are hoping, the client is hoping for a launch in September, so hopefully we're working towards that.
And how long did the process take?
It takes approximately 3 to 4 months.
Okay, so it's a fairly swift turnaround time. Is it because they didn't come to you guys from scratch?
No, they came to us with existing formulations, and the product is actually to standardize the product. So basically to bring it to a commercial state. So they had their recipe, and we are helping them to increase the shelf life and so on.
Okay, Trinidad and Tobago is working towards decreasing the food import bill, increasing exports, all of that, even as we try to diversify away from oil and gas, right? Do you think that from your experience working here in the lab, or even as a citizen, do you think that our products meet the quality, in general, the quality and consistency standards required for export?
Definitely, especially the products that we work with in CARIRI, we try to look at, I mean, yes, they're obviously going to pass Trinidad and Tobago standards, but we look to, with a view to export usually, so we look at the US standards, we try to keep current with the international standards, and sometimes the clients that we work with, they want to export to the UK and to Europe and so on, and we look at those standards and try to bring the product to those standards so that they are export ready. And from the last few projects that we had here, I could say that we definitely have high standard of products.
Are there any laws or any areas of regulation that you think in particular really need revision?
Well, there have been so many new products and food additives that we use now that weren't there, you know, when these laws were made. So they definitely need to be revised and take into consideration the food safety standards worldwide, as well as the new products that are out there in the market that people are incorporating into foods now, food additives.
When labeling a product, can you tell us what are some of the things that must be on the label in order to meet our local requirements?
Okay.
And I guess export requirements?
Okay, our local requirements are different from our export requirements, and depending on the country, the export requirements on labels are different. I'll start with the local requirements. Basically, you need to have the name of the product, the common name, the brand, you have to have an address for the person who is manufacturing the food or even packaging the food. You have to have net contents in metric and imperial units.
Both?
Yes, you have to have it in both. You have to have an ingredients list in descending order of proportion, meaning if for example, if it's a beverage, most likely the water might be the highest content in the ingredients list,
well,
and going down.
It's not sugar.
Yes, and sugar should be last. Any additives must be listed in the ingredients list, and so on. Products for export, they require nutritional labeling. That is not a requirement for Trinidad and Tobago products.
Is that one of the things that need revision here?
I think so, yes, especially as people are more health conscious these days. Yes, and then there are different standards, a different format for nutritional labeling for the US market compared to the UK and so on.
A lot of small businesses, when they come to me, first I ask them what is their budget to work with, and then I will give them some consultation and actually figure out how big their team is and give them some guidance in terms of the areas that they might be able to execute themselves.